Hello food adventurers, today we're diving into a culinary voyage to create a dish that's as comforting as a warm hug on a chilly evening, the creamy seafood casserole. Imagine tender, succulent seafood enveloped in a rich, cheesy sauce, all baked to golden perfection. It's a symphony of flavors that will have your taste buds singing with delight. This casserole is not only delicious but also incredibly versatile. You can use your favorite combination of seafood, from plump shrimp and flaky cod to delicate scallops and even chunks of lobster. The creamy sauce is a blank canvas for your creativity, allowing you to adjust the seasonings and cheeses to your liking. So, gather your ingredients, put on your chef's hat, and let's embark on this delicious adventure together. Get ready to impress your family and friends with a dish that's as impressive as it is easy to make. Before we set sail on our culinary adventure, let's gather our essential provisions, the ingredients that will transform this casserole into a masterpiece of flavor. For the seafood symphony, 1 pound of your favorite seafood, 2 tablespoons of butter, 1/4 cup chopped fresh chives, 4 slices of bacon, cooked crispy and crumbled, and salt and pepper to taste. For the creamy depths, 4 tablespoons of butter, 1/4 cup all-purpose flour, 2 cups of milk, 1 cup heavy cream, 8 ounces cream cheese, softened, and 4 ounces Velveeta cheese, cubed. For the golden brown horizon, 1 cup shredded cheddar cheese and 1/2 cup crushed crackers. Make sure your seafood is fresh and your cheese is at room temperature for optimal creaminess. Now, with our ingredients prepped and ready, let's move on to the exciting part, the cooking. Our culinary voyage begins with the star of the show, the seafood. Fresh, vibrant, and full of potential, the seafood is the heart of our dish. From succulent shrimp to tender scallops, each piece brings its own unique flavor and texture to the table. First, give your chosen seafood a good rinse under cold water. This step is crucial to remove any residual salt or impurities. After rinsing, pat it dry with paper towels. Drying the seafood ensures that it will sear properly and not steam in the pan. It's important to start with dry seafood to ensure it cooks evenly and doesn't release excess moisture into the casserole. Excess moisture can dilute the flavors and make the dish watery, which we definitely want to avoid. Next, melt 2 tablespoons of butter in a large skillet over medium heat. Butter adds a rich, creamy base that enhances the natural flavors of the seafood. Watch as it slowly melts, turning into a golden pool of deliciousness. Once the butter is melted and bubbly, add the chopped chives. Sauté them for a minute, just until fragrant. The aroma of chives sautéing in butter is simply irresistible and sets the stage for the flavors to come. The chives will infuse the butter with a delicate onion flavor that complements the seafood beautifully. This step is all about building layers of flavor, making sure every bite is packed with taste. Now it's time to introduce the seafood to the party. Carefully place each piece into the skillet, making sure not to overcrowd the pan. This allows each piece to cook evenly and develop a nice sear. Add your seafood to the skillet and cook for 3 to 5 minutes, just until it's opaque and cooked through. The seafood should turn a beautiful opaque color, indicating that it's perfectly cooked. Be careful not to overcook the seafood, as it will continue cooking in the oven. Overcooked seafood can become tough and lose its delicate texture, so keep a close eye on it. Season generously with salt and pepper to your liking. Seasoning is key to bringing out the natural flavors of the seafood, so don't be shy with the salt and pepper. Finally, stir in the crispy bacon bits for a salty, smoky crunch. The bacon adds a wonderful contrast to the tender seafood, making each bite a delightful experience. Set the seafood mixture aside while we prepare the creamy base. This mixture will be the star ingredient in our seafood symphony, ready to shine in the final dish. Now, let's dive into the heart of this casserole, the creamy cheese sauce. This sauce is what brings everything together, adding a rich, velvety texture and a burst of cheesy goodness to every bite. In the same skillet you used for the seafood, no need to wash it, melt the remaining 4 tablespoons of butter over medium heat. The butter will add a wonderful depth of flavor and a silky base for our sauce. Once the butter is melted, whisk in the flour until it forms a smooth paste. This step is crucial as it ensures that our sauce will be thick and creamy without any lumps. This is called a roux, and it's the base of our creamy sauce. A well-made roux is the secret to a perfect cheese sauce, providing the right consistency and flavor. Cook the roux for about a minute, stirring constantly to cook out the raw flour taste. This step is essential to avoid any graininess in the final sauce. Gradually whisk in the milk and heavy cream, stirring constantly to prevent any lumps from forming. The combination of milk and cream will give our sauce a rich and luxurious texture. As the sauce heats up, it will begin to thicken. This is when you'll start to see the magic happen, as the ingredients meld together to create a smooth base. Continue whisking until it reaches a smooth and creamy consistency. Patience is key here, as a well-whisked sauce will be free of lumps and perfectly velvety. Now, it's time to add the cheese. This is where the sauce transforms into a cheesy delight. Reduce the heat to low and stir in the softened cream cheese and cubed Velveeta cheese until they are completely melted and incorporated into the sauce. The cheeses will melt smoothly, creating a rich and creamy texture. The result should be a luxuriously smooth and cheesy sauce that's bursting with flavor. This sauce is the heart of our casserole, bringing all the ingredients together in a symphony of taste and texture. Section 5. Layering the treasure. Assembling the casserole. With our seafood symphony and creamy depths ready, it's time to assemble our treasure, the casserole. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 175 degrees Celsius and grease a 9 by 13 inch baking dish with butter. This will prevent the casserole from sticking and ensure easy serving later. Spoon the cooked seafood mixture into the prepared baking dish, spreading it out in an even layer. Then pour the creamy cheese sauce over the seafood, ensuring that it's evenly distributed. Section 6. Baking to perfection, the golden brown horizon. Our casserole is almost ready to embark on its final transformation in the oven. Sprinkle the shredded cheddar cheese evenly over the sauce, creating a blanket of cheesy goodness. Then sprinkle the crushed crackers over the cheddar cheese. This will add a delightful crunch to every bite. Carefully transfer the baking dish to the preheated oven and bake for 20 to 25 minutes or until the cheese is melted, bubbly, and a beautiful golden brown. The casserole is ready when the edges are bubbling and the center is heated through. You can also freeze the casserole before baking. Simply assemble as directed, cover tightly with plastic wrap and then foil and freeze for up to 3 months. Thaw overnight in the refrigerator before baking as directed, adding an extra 10 to 15 minutes to the baking time. Section 7. Serving with flair, your culinary masterpiece awaits. Once your casserole emerges from the oven, a vision of golden brown perfection. Let it rest for a few minutes to allow the flavors to meld and the cheese to set slightly. This will also prevent any unfortunate burns from a molten cheese attack. Serve your creamy seafood casserole hot, garnished with a sprinkle of fresh parsley or chives for a pop of color. This comforting dish pairs beautifully with a simple side salad or a crusty loaf of bread for soaking up every last drop of that irresistible cheesy sauce. Section 8. Tips from the galley. Secrets to seafood success. In this section, we will delve into the essential tips and tricks that will elevate your seafood dishes to a whole new level. Whether you're a seasoned chef or a home cook, these insights will help you master the art of seafood cuisine. Here are a few tips to ensure your creamy seafood casserole is a resounding success. From selecting the freshest ingredients to perfecting the cooking techniques, every step matters. Seafood selection. Feel free to get creative with your seafood choices. The key is to use the freshest seafood available. Visit your local fish market and look for vibrant colors and a fresh, ocean-like smell. Don't be afraid to ask the fishmonger for recommendations. A mix of different textures and flavors adds depth to the dish. Combining firm and tender seafood varieties can create a delightful contrast. Think shrimp, scallops, and chunks of fish all mingling together in a harmonious blend. Just be sure to adjust the cooking time accordingly, as some seafood cooks faster than others. For instance, shrimp and scallops cook quickly, while thicker cuts of fish may take a bit longer. Keeping an eye on the clock ensures each piece is cooked to perfection. Spice it up. Don't be afraid to experiment with different spices and herbs to customize the flavor profile to your liking. Fresh herbs like dill, parsley, and cilantro can add a burst of freshness, while spices like paprika, cumin, and coriander can bring warmth and depth. A pinch of cayenne pepper adds a touch of heat, perfect for those who enjoy a bit of spice. Adjust the amount to suit your taste, and remember, a little goes a long way, while a sprinkle of Old Bay seasoning brings a classic seafood flavor. This iconic blend of spices is a staple in many seafood recipes and can instantly elevate the taste of your dish. Cheese, please. This recipe is incredibly versatile when it comes to cheese. The creamy texture of melted cheese pairs wonderfully with the delicate flavors of seafood. Feel free to swap out the cheddar and Velveeta for your favorite melting cheeses such as Gruyere, Fontina, or even smoked Gouda. Each type of cheese brings its own unique flavor and texture to the dish. Don't overcook. Overcooked seafood can be tough and rubbery. This is a common mistake that can easily be avoided with careful attention. The key is to cook it just until it's opaque and cooked through. This ensures that the seafood remains tender and juicy, preserving its natural flavors. Remember, it will continue cooking in the oven. This carryover cooking can make a significant difference, so it's best to slightly undercook the seafood before baking it to perfection. Section 9. Variations on the theme: charting your own course. The beauty of this creamy seafood casserole lies in its adaptability. Here are a few ideas to inspire your culinary creativity. Mediterranean medley. Swap the cheddar cheese for crumbled feta, add chopped artichoke hearts and sun-dried tomatoes, and finish with a sprinkle of fresh oregano for a Mediterranean twist. Spicy Cajun delight. Amp up the heat with andouille sausage, diced bell peppers, and a generous pinch of cayenne pepper. Serve over a bed of fluffy white rice for a true taste of the bayou. Low-carb option. For a lighter version, omit the cracker topping and serve the casserole over a bed of steamed vegetables like broccoli, asparagus, or cauliflower rice. Section 10. Anchors away, enjoy the creamy, cheesy goodness. There you have it, a culinary adventure that's as delicious as it is rewarding. This creamy seafood casserole is the perfect dish to warm your heart and impress your taste buds. So gather your crew, set sail for the kitchen, and enjoy the creamy, cheesy goodness of this culinary masterpiece. Happy cooking and bon appetit!
Okay, here is the seafood au gratin. Looks like it's nice and cheesy. And I'm going to serve that over my jasmine rice. And I got some string beans for the veggies. Looks good.